This is the Time Is Now podcast, presented by IRG.
Welcome to the Time Is Now podcast, hosted by your team at IRG. I am your host, Justin Villa, and of course with me, I have members of the IRG team. I have Jengis Bayerli, and I have Giovanna Guzman, the broker, the boss. We are in a place a little bit different than what we typically do, right? We focus a lot of the pre-construction and things like that. Where we are kind of does a little bit of that plus more. Mm-hmm. And I think it was important for us to get in here and give our international listeners something different, right? This company, obviously, I'm going to introduce our special guest, but this company does something different, and it focuses specifically on those international buyers and clients. Exactly. With us, we have Alberto Navarro, Vice President of Business Development here at Habitat Group. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for the invitation.
And like I said, we do something a little different, right? You focus a lot on the international client and something different than what just a normal pre-construction here in Miami does. We'll get into that a little bit more, but obviously you guys are here in Brickell. You're in our backyard. We share the playground of Brickell. Let's get your feedback a little bit on Brickell, and then we'll get into the uniqueness that is Habitat Group.
Perfect. So first of all, thank you so much for the invitation. And I want to let you know, guys, that I really admire what you do. I mean, I really love your company. You guys are, for the people out there that they don't really know you, you guys act like a family. It feels very, your office has a great feeling, very dynamic. So thank you so much for the invitation.
Thank you for that.
Thanks.
So yeah, thank you for the introduction.
Of course.
Habitat Group, we've been developing for over 20 years in Brickell. Brickell, as you know, I don't have to tell you, but it's booming in a big way. I mean, for many years, Brickell has been growing steadily, because even from early 80s, but decade by decade is getting better and better and better. Mm. You know, I think one of the game changers is with Brickell City Center was developed $1.2 billion for those international who don't know. Basically, Brickell is the financial the financial district of the city of Miami, but at Brickell City Center, it was a game changer. It was a $1.2 billion by Swire, big developer from China, and now it's been open since 2016. So that they changed everything in Brickell, and now at this moment, as we've been, the Brickell market is being growing exponentially. Right after COVID, many corporations from all over the United States and the world actually, they started to looking at Miami as a very attractive to operate their businesses. So that's creating a great migration of big corporations. For example, some of them, just to mention few, because I can be for 1 hour mentioning all the big companies that are here.
Yeah.
From Fortune 500.
The main, exactly. Fortune 500, exactly. For instance, there are two, Blackstone Group and BlackRock. Mm-hmm. They are the largest private equity group in the world. They're in the $1 trillion. They both have offices here. Number two, Casella, which is a technology company, right. Microsoft, and especially Citadel. Citadel actually is the largest hedge fund in the world, and actually they had their corporate offices in Chicago. So Kenneth Griffin, the CEO, the founder, decided to move the entire headquarters to Brickell, not only to Miami, to Brickell. Mm-hmm. Boom.
To 830 Brickell, actually, to be specific,
exactly.
Right? The newest building.
Exactly. And the economic impact that they are creating is amazing. It's exponential. For instance, they just acquired that was about a year ago. They acquired the last piece of land on the water for $363 million and 99 cents. To be specific.
Exactly.
And so they bought it because they are going to develop right there a very tall building. By the way, they were approved by for FAA,
yes,
the Federal Aviation Administration.
It will be $1 billion project. Right?
Exactly, $1.2 billion. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And the height is going to be 1,040 feet high. Mm-hmm. So they were approved by FAA. So, but one of the things that I like, but as a parenthesis, one of the things that I really love is that they hire a very an amazing architect, what we call Starchitects. It's Norman Foster. It's a British architect, one of the best architects in the world. Because that elevates the cultural level of Miami.
Of course.
So for me, that's priceless, to be honest.
Exactly.
So going back to the business side, is that the Citadel, obviously they're going to be their headquarters, $1.2 billion, like you said, and the headquarters is going to be a hotel, more offices, very luxurious, of course, and restaurants in the bottom. So I can't wait to be there. If you don't find me that day, I'll be right there in one of those bars. That's for sure.
Of course.
So like I mentioned, the exponential. The economic impact that they are creating is immeasurable.
Yeah, and it's not even just them. We were talking before we started, and we were saying that the land that was just acquired as well for like $350 million plus. It's incredible what is going on in Brickell. Every piece of land that you think is empty, there's plans to do something, right?
Exactly.
We obviously, like you said, we have now A-list offices. We have buildings that are coming that are hotel brands. We have a mix of everything that's coming to this area, and like you said, it's been a growth that has been going on for a lot of years. But after the pandemic, it's just been a boom.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I mean, you guys alone have how many buildings coming to Brickell?
We have a portfolio of 9 projects, 9 condo hotel projects. Some under construction, some about to get into the groundbreaking, like I mentioned, like Parkside, and a couple of them that are going to start within about 6 to 7 months. We're going to have the groundbreaking in some of the portfolio that I show you, the scale models, and we have some others that we have under contract. So we have a total of 9 projects under management. And as far as what you say, the acquisition, the big acquisition was Blackstone Group, one of the, like I mentioned, one of the largest private equity groups in the world. They acquired the East Hotel, which is in Brickell City Center. They bought it for they said $174 million, but some people say about $300 million with the furniture and all the fixtures and all together. So that's those big guys, Citadel and Blackstone and BlackRock, they believe so much in this market. There's a reason. This is the type of market that you want to develop. So I'm very happy that our CEO, Santiago Vanegas, started with a vision about a little bit over 20 years ago with Brickell. So we're very happy that to be a small part. We're not the biggest developers, but we're the most prolific.
Exactly.
Because most of our projects are a very boutique condo hotel. Everything that we do, as you know, is a condo hotel. Yeah.
So let's get into the specifics, because this is especially what we want to talk today. As you know, we're catered mostly to the international client, and right now, it's getting difficult to relocate and from international to come and move to Miami. So it's harder. It's becoming difficult, and of course, new politics and new rules and regulations are also not only being out there, that people feel more intimidated and feel like, okay, this is either now or it's going to be never. So the particular thing in that's the uniqueness that Justin was mentioning before, that Habitat Group have to offer to our buyers.
Perfect.
And I think that's what makes this very special, and the opportunity, and as we always say, the time is now. This definitely is the time is now. So let's talk a little bit about that.
Absolutely, yeah. One of the, in many aspects, we always try. Our target market, our clientele are typically mostly Latin America. Some lately people from Turkey, Russians from all over the world, but it's mostly Latin America. So we always try to help even whether they are buying condos from us. We have the leaseback program where we pay 10% on an annual basis. So we have several options that to help our buyers, and also. We also have the EB-5 program. Basically, the EB-5 program is a federal program that was created back in 1990, approved by Congress of the United States. And the basics is it was created to attract foreign nationals to invest into the United States economy and create jobs. So that's the main objective of the EB-5 program, is to create jobs. So in exchange to that, to the investors, they invest $1 million, $50,000 in our projects. We have several projects approved for EB-5, and they invest $1 million, $50,000 in our project for a period of about 4 years, and the money should be returned and around that period. So with that, they get the permanent residence. So it's not a visa. Many people think EB-5 is a visa. No, it's an integral program to actually to obtain the permanent residency. That's the main goal. So that's the most straightforward path to obtain the green card. And typically, when it I mean, without getting so many details, but for example, typically, just to set the right expectations, typically from the moment that you applied and you already invested your $1 million, $50,000 in our approved qualified projects, typically around 4 months you get the permanent. The work and international the traveling permit. So that changes your life at that moment.
Of course.
The rest is just sit back and relax. Within 16 more months, a total of 2 years, you get the permanent residency. But you get with conditions. But I'll explain in the case-to-case basis. But in general, this is the most straightforward. And after 5 years of obtaining your permanent residency, you can apply for the citizenship. That's another process. But So, and one of the reasons that we help, we separate ourselves from, we actually help the investors. I'm going to tell you why. Number one, in every project with the EB-5 program in all the United States, they charge an admin fee. Okay, the admin fee runs from $70,000 to $100,000. That is non-refundable. Exactly. That's no interest, nothing. It's actually an expense for investors. So we do empathize with the investors. They invested $1 million, $50,000. So we waive the admin fee, so zero admin fee. Number one. From there, that's. Yeah. And by the way, I participate in a lot of conferences as a speaker from EB-5, and for instance, I get to talk to all the big developers in the EB-5 arena all over the United States, and all of them, I ask them, what is the admin fee? Do you help the investors with admin fee? Zero. Yeah. How about what interest did you pay to your investors? Zero. The real return is getting the permanent residency. So we understand that. We do that, of course, the permanent residency, but also we pay 4% on the annual basis, and we pay it every year. Okay, exactly. So those two aspects.
Let's explain. I'm sorry to interrupt, because I know this is a very key point, and the difference why Habitat is so unique. It's not only that you offer this program and the opportunity to obtain the permanent, the green card, but also the way you guys are doing it. And when you're saying that return, that interest that you're paying back, first let's be clear. Where's that $1 million investment going? Because when you're saying, are they buying a property? Where's the property? Where's the money really being invested in?
Also, just to combine it, some of the other investors asking when that money goes to, they are asking if it goes to your company or it goes to the federal government and to secure it. That's the important thing to explain it to them also.
Absolutely. Yeah, we invest that money. We invest that money in the projects that are approved for EB-5 or qualified for EB-5. That, for example, we have right now Smart Brickell, which as you saw, it's under construction. There are, for those of you who don't know, Smart Brickell is comprised with 3 towers. We do it in phases. Tower 1, we've been operating for nearly 2 years successfully as a condo hotel, because the tower number 2 is already top off. Number 3, as you saw. So some of it in the construction, and some we are able to create some jobs actually from the commercial new spaces, and creating new jobs. And the minimum jobs that we need to create is 10 jobs per every investor, and which is $1 million, $50,000. So we create jobs with that, and typically, just to qualify to do the EB-5 program. You need to go through a process. You need to pay a lot of studies. So the projections of the employments that have not been created yet, the projections are very strong. We are trying, as a rule of thumb, we try at least to create double for every investor. We create about 20 jobs just to make sure that the process goes well.
Goes through the approval process.
Correct. And something very important, just to start from the beginning, the EB-5. The most important, of course, who can qualify for EB-5 program. From many of our investors are students from a good university in anywhere in the United States, mostly from UM because they are right here, and but having students. But actually, the program covers a married couple with kids under 21 that are not married, no matter how many they are, even if there are 6 or 7 kids. With $1 million or $50,000 covers the entire intimate family.
Exactly.
Yeah, so that's great. Okay.
So what you're saying is that this investment basically is not that you're buying a property. Let's be very specific on that. No. We're not buying a property, right? They're buying the opportunity to obtain a permanent residency.
Correct.
Okay, so it's not an investment visa.
No.
Okay, and they're putting the money into this development. So it's not that they're going to give it to the government. No, it's a government approved process,
Correct.
but it goes directly to the development. Correct?
Exactly.
They're not acquiring a property, but it's part of the investment for the development to be built and generate jobs, which is the key point,
Correct.
right?
Exactly.
Usually it takes, the rule is 10 jobs per investor per you guys and your companies are offering more than 10 jobs, which
Correct.
that makes it easier for them to get approved at the end.
Absolutely.
Which is great. But also what I understand, this is something that when you put the money in, there's an interest that they're going to get back, and this money is going to be returned
Correct.
in a time.
Correct.
Correct? Let's get into that a little bit more.
Exactly.
Let me clarify something because part of the program it needs to one of the requirements is obviously to have the financial capacity to invest $1 million, $50,000 for a period of about 4 years, right? But another requirement is that $1 million, $50,000 needs to be traceable. Okay?
Of course.
The bottom line, the government of the United States, that what you're going to make sure that that is legal money.
Of course.
That's
So if I have the cash under my mattress, that
That's
doesn't
not gonna
work?
work.
Okay.
nice try. But
Okay, well, good to know. So everybody knows, understands.
yeah. So yeah. And the other aspect of it is that it has to assume certain level of risk. So it cannot be guaranteed. That's very important to understand.
Understandable.
But because in essence it's like any other investment.
Exactly.
Yeah. But let me tell you.
But you are working with the federal government. That's the important part. Like you need to differentiate yourself.
SEC,
Yeah, it's very important.
USCIS,
Exactly.
they have absolutely. They are, and I was going to say something, but I forgot.
There's no guarantee.
There's no guarantee.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, there's no guarantee. So it's like any other investment. You invest and you're taking a risk. That doesn't mean that the project needs to be risky. Let me tell you real brief why the risk factor is mitigated in a big way. Number one, let's talk macro. Florida is growing.
Of course.
Like there's no tomorrow. Miami is growing exponentially.
Exactly.
Brickell, the market where our projects are, is growing exponentially. So when it comes to the market, you don't have anything to worry about. I mean, there's always could happen. I mean, God forbid something big, but in general, we're unstoppable. Brickell is unstoppable.
Exactly.
Okay. Number three, our projects are for example, the project that we have the EB-5 with is already under construction.
Yes.
All the condominiums have been sold out. So because from there is when we pay
there's
the
no
investors.
risk. Yeah.
So they said, that's all. No risk, but it's very little risk.
Yeah.
And the fact that we already have we have a very strong track record of developing condo hotel. We are not trying to invent other type of asset class to develop. We are just sticking for what we are very successful for, which is condo hotel development and operation. We operate. So that's we have over 20 years in the same asset class, and the fact that we have around 32 investors within our that are already invested with us, and some of the first ones that they have been longer for 4 months. They already got the work permit and the international traveling.
Exactly.
So we have a lot of grateful people. So we have a lot of testimonials of people that are doing really well with the program. So for anywhere you see, is the fundamentals are very, very solid, investment fundamentals.
Exactly. And when they get their green card, they can apply for citizenship also. That's an important factor. Maybe we should mention also. So that's
Absolutely.
I mean, what's happening is actually, to summarize it, let's say I'm an investor, I'm paying $1,050,000, waiting to get with my return my money back. I'm getting back $1,050,000 plus the interest of 4% every year, which adds up to some amount of money. And me, let's say I'm married with like 2-3 kids under the age of 21. We are all getting our green cards, and after that we can get our American citizenship.
Absolutely.
With paying we are not spending any money actually, and it's kind of getting it free because you get your money back as an investment.
Exactly. And for example, and from the moment, typically it takes about 2 years from the moment that you applied. It takes about 2 years. to get the permanent residency, but at that moment it comes with conditions.
Yes.
But when it comes, but it's a permanent resident. From that moment, you start counting 5 years, and in 5 years you are eligible for citizenship. You're eligible to apply for citizenship. At that moment, that's the easiest process. Even many people do it themselves.
Exactly.
I did my citizenship myself.
Exactly.
So some part, but it's recommendable to do it with an attorney. It's better. But at that moment. Within the process, the EB-5 process, at that moment, it's permanent residency, but under conditions. So it takes about 2 years to conditions. What are those the main two conditions? Did the applicant committed a crime in the United States? No. Okay. Did Habitat Group, the developers of, in this case, Smart Brickell or any project that we have a pipeline of other projects with EB-5 program, like as I mentioned. But were they able to create at least 10 jobs for every investment? The answer is yes, because we always, as a rule of thumb, we try to make it.
You said like 20. You create 20 just to say
exactly to double.
Exactly.
Just in
to make
case.
sure.
Exactly. So in about 2 years, you get the conditions removed, and then you're 100% free. If we are done with the with the business plan for the EB-5. We already executed the exit strategy. Hopefully, almost at the same time, is when we return the money. Yeah.
And sometimes they have a question. The investors have a question. Like some projects say that your money can be returned in 2.5 years, and you say it's up to 4 years. Like,
good question.
Is there a certain time limit, or it's up to the project is going to be finished, or can you clarify that also?
Sure. I heard, it's not the first time that I hear that. Some people, they challenge us, there's certain, but to be honest, doesn't make sense. I'm going to tell you why. Because when you get the permanent residency, you still have conditions. So when they check, they do an audit to see if the money needs to be there and the employment needs to be there. So you need to. It takes about 2 years to get the conditions to remove those conditions. So how? Number one, number two, it depends on the project. In our case, I mean, we're already under construction, but how? For example, we start, let's say, Parkside, which is the next project that we are approving for EB-5. In 2 years, that wouldn't make any sense for us.
Yeah, of course.
Exactly. So for 2 years, it's not going to make any sense at all. So it's almost impossible.
Yeah.
So I don't know how they.
Unless it's a project, it's about to finish, and they were able to get in, and then that way it might be.
Right.
So the answer to that is there is no standard time frame that they should expect. Basically, it's at the end of the project, when the project is finalized.
Finished.
So it's when they
it's about 4 years in total. The entire process, the legal process, because it's parallel, and the business plan, typically the exit strategy, we plan it about the same time. So once that the conditions have been removed, your legal process is done, set, and it's just a matter of maybe before we already executed our exit strategy.
Exactly.
Okay, that's fine. Or 2 months later. So we're trying to make it as
close as possible.
Close as possible.
And the difference of your company, to summarize it, with the other groups is Habitat Group is they get all their money that they invested with a higher interest. On the other companies, they kind of have to pay a fee of, let's say, $150,000 to $170,000 that they are going to lose actually. Correct? So that's the difference. And as far as I know, you guys work with one of the best law firms in probably in the United States. Correct?
Right. And actually, something that I also want to mention is the fact that I forgot what I was.
That happens. That's
thinking
that's
too many. That happens at the same time. But it's the age. You're too young.
Your age, not mine, by the way.
In general, and another differentiator is that we are the only ones that are in Brickell market and under construction.
Exactly.
So,
That's, I think, the most important factor here is that, because there are many developments that are offering EB-5, which is great, and they have a great track record as well. But not all of them have a proven track record. And I think that's the key, knowing that what you're offering is something that is already finished, completed,
sold,
and delivered, right? And now that we can go on a next phase, then we can add for another, an amount of spots opening for the EB-5. So that, I think, it's the most important part, because for everybody, there's a risk. Of course, there's always going to be a risk. It's an investment. But the only thing that we can rely to is that there is a proven track record.
The past track record.
Yes, okay. This has happened before, then definitely this is people that we can trust, and then can we move forward with them.
Absolutely.
So I think that's the key factor, and that's what Habitat Group can offer, right?
Absolutely. And also, just a little to point out a couple of things, that also, besides the EB-5, which is one of what's my favorite area to focus into, because we're helping people. I mean, I see the faces, they're grateful, they are so grateful, and that's the best moment, honestly. But also we have a private lending opportunities, if you for investors, foreign national investors, they want a safer country to have the money in, which is the United States is one of the safest countries when it comes to invest. They can be part of our group. I mean, they can invest with us to be part of the what's happening in Brickell, to have a piece of it. We have a private lending, minimum $500,000 for private investors. All investors that they can invest over $4 million, they can be actually private investors with us, and we offer very nice returns, and some part of it could be secure return. So, and also we're open always for joint ventures for foreign nationals. Actually, we had recently a friend of mine from precisely from Turkey, and they were discussing early discussions to do a joint venture to co-develop.
Nice, super nice.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much.
I'm sorry to interrupt, but the last thing, I'm sorry, and our condo hotels, the price range from all of our portfolio typically is within $500,000 to $1.3 million. The median price is about $650,000. And we condo hotel, we rent it by night. But our apartments with a small kitchenette and the washer and dryer, and also the price per square foot is about $1,200 per square foot, which is not bad, considering that we deliver everything fully furnished with probably a restoration hardware brand. And something very important that we help the investors is because we have for people that want to acquire one of those condo hotels just for investment, they have the option that we Habitat become their tenants for a period of 2 years, where we rent it from them and we pay 10% on the value of the property every year. So year one, if he bought a $600,000 condo, they get $60,000. Year two, $60,000. That is a passive investment, which we operate. But also we have some other programs that they can we can operate it while they are gone. But whenever they want to come to Miami, they use it. They block it. Obviously, they have to pay their own condo. And so we have many options to help the investors.
Perfect.
Amazing.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. It's been an incredible conversation. I think it was a very enlightening for all the people who's listening and knowing that they still have an opportunity. Not for too long, but they still have the opportunity, so they have to take advantage, because this is not going to last forever. So thank you so much, Alberto, for having us.
A real pleasure. Thank you so much for the invitation.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And remember, guys, you can check us out on all our social medias. Wherever you think we are, we probably are. Thank you so much again for taking your time out of your day and lending us your office here, which is beautiful with the new acquisition that you guys got of the space. It's definitely one of a kind.
You're always welcome.
Thank you. And then remember, if you want to learn more, we're quick call, quick text, quick email, quick DM away. But remember, the time is now.
The time is now.
This is the Time Is Now podcast, presented by IRG.